Welcome to Love Your Third Act, where experience meets freedom and life gets interesting again. I'm CWR. Today we're talking about something we all can relate to, and that's how we see ourselves, our identity. We define success by the standards of our second act, and that's why we can feel so weird and out of sorts. We still measure ourselves by someone else's idea of how we measure up, and now no one cares but you. How about redefining what success means to you in your third act? Because at some point the old scorecard no longer applies, and thank goodness for that. And when the old metrics fall apart, you'll find an interesting twist to the plot. I know many people who work incredibly hard all their lives in rewarding but sometimes thankless jobs while they are chasing a dream. But in Act 3, they downsize to manage with less income, own less, and stress much less. They wouldn't trade their third act for anything in the world. Workaholics need a better plan. For all of you who know me well, you know I'm open, approachable, and an extrovert. When you identify as a headhunter, you gotta be. But man, every live presentation I ever did was torture from start to finish. Have you ever felt like that? In order to conquer that fear, I went head first. So first I decided I wanted to spend my time my way and get back to that feeling I had at the very beginning of my career in media and entertainment, but evolve it into podcasting with a purpose. Doing it with my sisters and being the best Mima I can be to CWR Jr. So I knew I needed to educate myself in all things on the tech side, plus how the algorithm works on YouTube and how to develop your channel audience. I'll just stumble along with that until I get there. I have all the time in the world to do that, so I did. You have to know your topic, be prepared, write and write some more, then you have to leap. So I started an audio-only podcast during COVID on Spotify and all the platforms. Have a look. It's called Pass It On with CWR Talent. So I knew I needed to educate myself in all things on the tech side, plus how the algorithm works on YouTube and how to develop your channel audience. I'll just stumble along with that until I get there. I have all the time in the world to do that, so I'm leaping. You have to know your topic, be prepared, write and write some more, then you have to leap. So I started an audio-only podcast just to break the seal during COVID on Spotify and all the platforms. Have a look. It's called Pass It On with CWR Talent. My first lesson in keeping engaged and maybe a little busy. It was my way to continue passing on expertise, tips, and career advice during the time when hospitality shut down, which meant my company was put on hold as we specialized in senior executive search for luxury hotel groups and leisure companies, and none of our clients could operate. I managed to put out 87 videos with the love and collaboration of some incredible and generous leaders just to get the hang of the process and break my fear. That was a blast. It was an interview format with much longer content. I interviewed some of my most successful clients who had the wisdom and experience to pass on to our younger aspiring leaders and mentors. The goal was to keep them motivated, updated, and interested while no one could work. What an experience. Finally, I decided it was now time to poop or get off the pot. I'm still learning, so I hope you'll forgive the blips. So if you are wondering whether your third act is successful so far, try this question instead. Does my life feel like my own? If the answer is yes, you're doing it beautifully. Now I have a wee request. If you are enjoying my series about loving your third act, please subscribe to my channel. I can't do it without your support. And ding that wee bell for notification of new episodes. Thanks for listening. I'm CWR, and this is Love Your Third Act. See you next time.